Hello there, what's going on? We're back. I'm going to show you guys a day in the life of Dodgeball in LA. And for reference, for everyone that's watching this abroad, for the Team USA guys that you see us playing all the time and always together, no one's here. Most of us don't live in the same place, and we don't practice together, and we don't do anything outside of tournaments together. So what you're gonna see is a different group of people. This is the group that is in LA for the most part, and we all come together on, let's say, Mondays, Fridays, and Sundays sometimes, depending on the season, and we play foam. So there's a lot of different dodgeball in LA. There's no sting, there's cloth, and there's foam for the most part. I don't think there's any 8.5 anymore. There may be one down in San Diego, but we don't do that no more. So today I'm going to show you guys the foam, our most competitive league, and just how, I would say, difficult it is to practice on the things that I want to practice in. So it's not a bash to the overall skill level, but it's hard sometimes to gauge whether you should be playing hard, because there are new players, there are new people, there are different skill levels. So that's one of the biggest issues I have playing in some of these, we'll say, like, recreational leagues. But for the most part, I just want to show you guys the community here. The community in LA, I think, is special. We've all been together, and we've all been in this community for a very long time. We all know each other, which has its ups and downs, but for the most part, you get to experience things together on and off the court. I'll be running you guys through pretty much a day of dodgeball for me, the equipment that I'm going to use, and show you guys a little bit of dodgeball in LA. Yeah, if you guys want to come through ever, just let me know, and I can hook you guys up, play free dodgeball in LA, at least for your first time. So anyways, let's get started. I'm going to show you guys what I wear. So I've been a really big fan of the Way of Wade shoes. I've been wearing the Way of Wade shoes for about 2 years, and it's been the same pair. So if that doesn't say anything for the longevity of these shoes, I don't know what does, because I think I play, I would say I play about 2 to 3 times a week, and I've played multiple tournaments in these. I played Worlds in these, I played API in these, I played Mid-Season Clash, so I played a few tournaments in these. So it might be a little mangled, but they're not that bad. So Way of Wades, I would bring headphones and a band or two just to get my arm warmed up. But for the most part, I'll see you guys when we get there. So yeah, heading out there now. Hopefully gonna get some type of dynamic-ish warm-up beforehand. And kind of been missing the drone in my life recently. Just I don't use it. I don't really think it's the issue of, like, it's kind of hard to take out, but it's not, I'm just lazy. Check and see if it is. There you go.
Of the players, but I guess it's because it's the rec ball, you know? so I look like a crazy person. I do not look photogenic.
Can you believe that people at Nationals were complaining that...
Not that I want your 80-mile-an-hour ball thrown at me, but you can.
Why?
You could.
I just don't want to throw right now. I fucking threw a ball.
All the ones that came out, I was like, he's taking it easy.
Well, no, it was like the game before that.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going? Yeah, the game before. I'm not using my feet because I can't plant. So my hands just like. Okay, so that was the end of it. Dodgeball for 4 hours. Not bad. So, one of the biggest issues, I think, with dodgeball here in the States is that there's like a lack of competitiveness because we don't really have any cash prize tournaments per se. A lot of our leagues are just leagues created to be for fun and not really for a purpose. Like today, it was, you know, there are moments where you get competitive, but for the most part, it's a lot of for fun. It doesn't really advance my play much. I mean, I get to learn a little bit, especially because these floors are terrible. Like playing in there, it just feels like I'm sliding the whole time, and it's really hard to get a grip on the ground. But overall, I think I did pretty well today. I think most of the competition was pretty good, but I think there needs to be more competitive cash prize leagues in LA. So, I'll meet you guys back at the house. Well, now that we're back, it's time to talk about a few things that I dislike and like about dodgeball in general. So I'm sorry if the audio is constantly changing and the framing is constantly changing. I'm kind of learning how to do this still. But I've stuck with this 20mm for most of the day. When I was shooting in the games and at the gym, I was shooting with my Tamron 28 to 75mm. And I'm just kind of learning what and how to balance these things. So like bear with me please. Also, I didn't plug the mic in for the beginning. I had it on, but the thing was dangling. So yeah, sorry. I just want to talk about a few of the things that I dislike. We'll say about competitive dodgeball, or as competitive as can be, right? The first thing that needs to be changed is that, so at the same time of being two disciplines, right? So you have foam and cloth. There are like advantages to both, and I do prefer to watch the cloth one more. I think it's more entertaining than foam because foam there can be an infinite amount of game time for one game. Like the end score of a game can be 2-0 after 40 minutes, which is really, really boring. So I do think that like one of the biggest issues or problems that we have with foam right now is that the games are too long. It's kind of boring, and I think that we should do time matches similar to cloth. So in a 20-minute half, you should have 5 4-minute games, and then, or 4 4-minute games with 1 minute no blocking each. So you end up with 4 5-minute games per half, like technically. And at the end of the no blocking, so it's 1 minute no block, and at the end of the no blocking, it should be players win, like in cloth. I think that would eliminate this whole back and forth nonsense of like, you throw, I throw, you throw, you throw, I throw, trying to win, and it would actually come down to like, you have to make a play or you lose. So I think that's the first thing we could do to make the, I would say foam game more exciting to watch. In cloth, I think that, at least from my experience in cloth, because I was at Worlds, I watched a lot of invalid throws or people just not trying to win later on in the games. So like they were up, I believe 4 points, so 2 sets or 2 games, whatever you want to call it, and they were throwing balls at them but not at them, right? And it's very hard to play against that because you have guys that can, you know, finger block and cloth. So it's really hard to get through a blocker if you're not rushing them down. So if you're making the other team make a bunch of set throws, then they don't really have any way to beat you, or it's very hard. You have to make a whole bunch of throws on open targets, and then within 2 minutes, 3 minutes that you get, it's very hard to do. So
I'd like to see more invalid throws called at the highest level. I'm assuming there are, like Euros and stuff like that, but that's one of my issues. But I want to see Foam make this transition to time matches soon. I think time matches will change how exciting the ends of games are or the middle of games are, because right now you basically don't need to watch if the score is not tight. Does that make sense? You don't need to watch the game unless the score is tight. So if it's 2-4, like you're gonna assume that team with 4 is gonna take it, like they'll take their time if it's near the end of the game, and it's just not fun to watch. But if you know you can get 2 more sets in before the game's over, then that other team is gonna push a little bit harder. They do need to get the hits. Like the team that's up in players has to get hits as well if they want to win that set still. So you'll see teams trying harder for longer is hopefully the goal. But yeah, those are my issues with Dodgeball at the moment. I don't need anything else. But that's mostly what this video is about. It's just day in the life in LA Dodgeball and showing you guys a little bit behind the scenes with me playing, hopefully. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do watch this video, please leave a like and please subscribe. I'm sorry that I keep hitting my table. Also, let me know if the focal length at the beginning or if this looks crispy enough to use from now on. But yeah, I appreciate it. Please subscribe. I love you. Like the video, comment. All right, bye.